that's where we left it, very loose. Who's got unicorn spit? Mama Dawn, good for you. Ray, join the spit tribe. Hey, Randall. So yeah, and you got the sparkly kind, I think? Very, very cool, because we're going to be using the unicorn spit today. Shannon, did you get your wood thing or no? And are you going to be able to do it? Hey, Kentucky. Welcome, Sherry. Oh, it looks like the gang's all here. Let's get started. So what we're going to do today is, since I am unclear as to whether I want to detail this further or just let it go as it is, because I kind of like the loose flow of it, but there is a couple things that I saw that went wrong, or that I need to fix. One of them is that little button right there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's got a little crack, and I don't want to see that under resin. So usually when something cracks like that, it was just too much water compared to whatever else you were mixing in with it. But it was okay because, it's always okay, because I decided that it would be neat to raise those buttons up on just the couple in the foreground. I'm saying a couple and I'm pointing to 5. But I think to make little raised buttons would be very cool, and maybe a couple little raised petals as well. Anyway, we're gonna put our gloves on because we're working with the unicorn spit. And even if you're not working with spit today, you've got your acrylics or whatever, put some gloves on, because I want to get your hands involved, because that's just too fun. And then we're going to put some spackling on top of it. So we're not using a paintbrush or anything like that. It's just finger play today. And what we're doing is we're modeling the bottom, the texturing the bottom. So since I've textured the fire out of that, I'm going to go ahead and texture around the box and show you how easy it is to get something so cool on a background with just mushing it in. That is the technical term. Oh, you did! Good for you! Shannon, that's awesome. Okay, gloves. So excited. Ultralight spackling. I won't use anything else now. Love it. You're Kentucky, right? I know. I'm telling you, it is so, it is just night and day on those. And what Kentucky is talking about, Sherry, my sister, Kentucky, is the different types of spackling. This one says that it's got an indicator, you know, it's pink until it dries and then it turns white. So that's a good thing. But it's quite heavy, but it works on boxes. And then this one is the lightweight, which I keep calling ultralight, but it is like a powder. It's fabulous, super light, and you can just pack it on a canvas and it's not gonna pull it off. So that's what you need to get. Color Me Glitter, welcome. All right, so I'm not gonna open that yet. I'm just going to play with this box. And we're going to go with whatever colors you've got on your top, if you want the top and the bottom to match. And quite frankly, I can't remember. So it looks like I've got blues, purples, greens, yellows, pretty much everything. I know have white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet my box down first. And I'm going to go ahead and let that stain like it's supposed to first. Get it nice and wet, because we're going to put spackling on, and we want that spackling to just grab. So let's dip it in my rinse water there. And yeah, it doesn't have to be soaked, you know, but it's quite damp. And then you just run your paper towels in the direction of the wood. And this is going to get messy. And I say that with joy. I'm not worried about the bottom of the box yet. I probably won't do much but paint it black and put some little booty thingies on it. You know what I'm talking about. They're not booties. Start playing. I am. Yeah, I couldn't wait to play today. But here at the beach, it's like, well, welcome to January. It has been so cold. Okay, now I've got my front of my box, so I'm looking at that. And so far, this is basically purples and greens on the front of that box, so the lid. But it is subject to change, even that is, so. But in general, I'm going to go ahead and start with some darker colors. You do want to shake these up, but I already shook them. I'll put some down the side. And then what I'm going to do, since I'm not on the back yet, because I'm just going to play with these 3 sides, it's easier, is the color I'm using, I'm setting in front of me because my memory. That's one way to do it where you're like, what were the colors? So, and you'll see this will become quite the mess. And very pretty though, at the same time. Get some black in there. Oop, and there we go. Keep it on the box, Mel. And let's throw some white. Not sure I shook that one. Finally bought the ultralight. Oh yeah. Read that. Oh, thanks for all the likes, Shannon, and everybody. I see hearts going up. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope everyone's having a great day. I just was so excited about how that purple box turned out because I know I wasn't the only one having issues. There were quite a lot of people having issues in different ways, which, you know, is normal. It's not abnormal. Oops, did I just put the white over there? I did. All right, so here we go. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to run the white first. I didn't put any purple. And then I'm going to dip my finger into the black and go back and forth, just for fun. There's some blue going on. Very cool. I'm going to flip it over. See how I changed my mind? That's a lot, so it's like, yeah, I'll just keep putting it on. There we go. Now that's that muddy green that's over in that. I like that. Highlight some of those things. It's so weird how the Unicorn Spit works on these boxes, Sherry. Did anyone ever tell you that you look like Phoebe from Friends? No. No. Pretty sure I have the same way of thinking, though. We do have that. I'll take that as a compliment. See, this is the part where it just starts looking like water to me again. I was like, that's why I spackled the top of that over there, is because it kept looking like water. And I kept wanting to paint water, so, and I was supposed to be painting a butterfly, so, and I was like, okay then, spackle it. And once I hit that with spackling, it was gone. The vision of water disappeared just like that. And then I had texture, which it draws the colors from underneath the spackling up through the spackling. So it comes up in very strange ways and cool ways. It just does an automatic background for you. And then what I did after I had that was I just went and dropped some yellow dots to act like little daisy centers. And this is definitely all gonna have to be painted again. Okay, now where's the front of my box? There it is. The process, Randall, I do too. I think that's really my craving is when you get that craving to create, you know, and you start getting just so involved that you can spend hours and not even realize. That is just, ooh, crazy. Look. See how the unicorn spit just does its own thing? You just can't get that with acrylics or oils or even alcohol inks. I think alcohol inks are like the closest medium I've used, closest to the unicorn spit, how they respond. But even then, the unicorn spit just is a step above. I don't know. Okay, that's not working. Another piece of paper. And then before it starts drying, we want to put the spackling on. So if you have spackling, go ahead and get that ready. And if you want to see some other colors come out, like this side's got just lots of different colors and everything, and this one just is boring. However, boring is not always boring. It may look like that, but there's things you could do. This could be like a full 3D box, like have different scenes all around the bottom. You just don't know where you're going with it. So I don't know. This is a little too much for me right now. I'll just add it that way. Love this side. Spice this end up a little bit. Put some more yellow through it. Yeah, and it'll stain under your nails like crazy, huh, Kentucky? And every once in a while I do it anyway because you get involved and then your gloves come off and then the next thing you know, there you are. All right, here we go. Might have to add a little water. I think I'm going to take my fan brush, Mama's fan brush, and just dampen it a little bit more around and smooth it out. Just want to make sure there's enough water for that texture to hang on to, that spackling. All right. I'm not sure if you want it spackled all the way up. I'm pretty sure you don't, because you can't spackle where your latch is going to be. You can't have it like up high. You could have it set back and spackling around it, as long as you can get, you know, a hold of the latch and open it. So those are just some thoughts. Yes, ma'am. I'm not sure what the question was. All right. So I'm doing it right around the bottom, right at the base. And you just start pushing it into the unicorn spit. You could draw flowers and leaves, you know, with a tool when it starts to dry, or you could just paint it on like that, or you could just leave it like a background. Once I got the part like right at the bottom done, then I'll get it off of this tub and flip it over. But It's hard to spackle when it's sitting right down on the table if you're working at the base of it. Every once in a while, if you want, just dip your hands, your gloved hands, into some water if it looks like it's just too dry. And let me just show you a second. I have spackling all over the place. But you can actually like make little peaks just by tapping it. I don't know if you can see that anywhere. Or just by rolling, you make like different little designs. And if you think this is going to be like your background is going to be florals or something, then it can be any type, because there's so many different shapes of flowers and different colors of flowers and plants. Oh, my dolphin box is finished for my granddaughter. So I made it to her specifications. Let me show you. It's a big one. There's Winter. I love the little face more than anything. I had never done dolphin teeth before. Love grandkids. Anyway, she just wanted the I love you Winter in the front, and then she wanted the yellows in the bottom, so that's what she got, and the heart around Winter. But it was a beautiful thing. So I will ship that out in about a week. And then Troy tells me he's buying my next chunk of resin, so I get gallons of resin on their way. So that was very sweet. Basically, he buys everything anyway. Bless his heart. But man, I appreciate it, because it's scary when your resin gets low like that. I mean, I don't even know if I had enough to do anything. And I was just like, oh, well, that's all right. I'm not doing any resin projects right now anyway, but just not having it if you want to, it gets you. It's like no food in the pantry. Yeah, it is that bad. All right, let me move this again. I want to add a little of that blue. She will love it. Thanks, Sherry. I hope so. Then the thing about the inside, I resined it on the sides and the bottom on the inside. That was an accident on the sides, actually. I don't usually do that. But it dripped. One of the resin dripped down the side, and I just couldn't leave it. So, and then I started thinking about it. I thought, that's actually good, because if she's throwing stuff in there, it's, you know, it's going to be totally sturdy. Okay, I'm just going to put some blue on my finger, my gloved fingers. And I'm trying not to use this glove so I don't mess up my Unicorn Spit bottles. But that probably won't last. I will forget, my hand will go into it. Some big blue flowers, just with fingers. That box is almost too big for me to do what I normally do. If you're working on the outside, it's nice to be able to put your hand in and then expand your fingers, and then you can work on your box. But this box is pretty heavy and it's kind of hard. It's big. Got man hands. Nothing wrong with man hands, just saying. No shame. I love the iridescent in it. It's really quite amazing. Oh, people, Oh, you know, I did write to the company and I, you know, said what I was doing and that I had had a poll and that 100% of the people at the time anyway had never used Unicorn Spit or tried it. And I thought that was information they might like to know. I mean, I would if that was my company. Something's going wrong. And then I did get a few more votes that I have like 3 or 4 people now that actually have used the Unicorn Spit. So that's cool. I'm finding my Unicorn Spit tribe out there. And, you know, I am excited about it, so I do like to share it. Because if someone's adventurous and they want to try something new that they're unfamiliar, you know, and risk it all, then they will be well rewarded when they hit that Unicorn Spit. So at some point it starts to look like florals if you just keep tapping on it. That's all I'm doing is using my fingers and tapping on it. And to me it looks like florals. Maybe you don't see that. You can see anything you want to see. As long as it makes you happy. Okay, check out where your front of your box is. Just a reminder. The front of my box is the part I like the least right now. Oh, thanks, Mama Dawn. Yes, that is Sierra's design. That's what she instructed me to do, the heart around the doll. But I enjoy doing projects for grandkids, I'll tell you what. Nothing makes my heart happier. Okay, so this stripe is not working for me with all the blues. I definitely want to add some white down there and possibly some yellow flowers. But you can see that it's, well, sure, we got the ocean on that side, but on some of it, it looks kind of like flowers. So let me start working on the front because that's ugly. And I'm just going to start with some white, and this is when I'm going to put paint in a palette and start pressing in flowers. So I want some of my daisies that are on the top, but I also want to get rid of that purple, green, goopy. So let me add a little more purple. I'm just, wherever you tap it with whatever colors, it just kind of begins to look like flowers to me. Especially when you see the front of the box or the top of the box, because once you see the top and this is how I think, and your brain says, oh, flowers, then that is what you see everywhere. That's how it works. That's how mine is anyway. All right, so there's that. Still don't know where the front is. I guess that's it. So I will definitely have to, I really like this muted feeling. I'm not sure I even want to resin it, actually. I might want to do it in a very matte finish, but I don't know. Too early to tell. But there it is so far. Nothing on the inside as of yet. Hard to tell what you're looking at with these lights. So if it wasn't quite that wet, I could go along with, I'll just show you guys, and you can do it when you're at home if you want to give it a try. It's very simple. Just get a couple brushes. I like these square ones. Can you see it? Square and flat. For the dots, because you just kind of anchor a corner down and then just spin it. And just dip into the yellow and dot it. And if you do that here and there, wherever you want your flowers, then you come back with the white and just, you can even just take the edge, the tip, and just lines down, because you're painting on spackling, so it's bumpy, right? So it's going to be a loose painting anyway. So you just take it and just go straight down like that. And then redip your brush and do it again. You can do whatever colors, whatever kind of flowers you want, just basically with one brush, seriously. And then if you do have a thinner pointed brush, those are really good for, you know, the little leafy swirly things, vine stuff. So, but get it nice and thin, because again, you're going over spackling, and don't be disappointed if it bumps and your line doesn't go straight. It doesn't matter, because vines are crazy. They go everywhere. So that's okay. Just chase it down and keep going. And I think vines are a really cool thing to add to a box in any garden setting like that. So those will be something that I add kind of towards the end, because I don't want to cover all of it up again. And I do a lot of that on, off, on, off. So anyway, that's all I have for today. But you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And Shannon, thank you for the reminder. You are a beautiful person.